As we continue looking at AWS, I want to answer a very important question, and that is, why would you use AWS in the first place? I mean, there are a lot of options out there when it comes to cloud providers. There's Microsoft, Google, and others as well, and of course, AWS. Well, the very first reason is the popularity of AWS. AWS is by far the market leader. 34% of the market in Q4 of 2018 was owned by AWS. Microsoft was in second place with 15%. So that tells you the big difference there in the market share. Google and IBM had 7% each. So by far, AWS is the market leader. Now that leads to some other things like being the most in-demand certifications for cloud services. And the other thing to keep in mind is that there's some really big companies that use AWS. Did you know that Netflix is hosted on AWS? Other popular solutions like Reddit and Pinterest are running on AWS. So they trust it with massive demands that are required of their services. Businesses from more than 190 countries actually use AWS today. In addition to the popularity, there's the reality of the many available services that AWS has. More than 20 service categories are provided by AWS, and that's just the categories. These categories include compute, database, Internet of Things, storage, security, business analytics, artificial intelligence, machine learning. It just keeps going. And there are more than 180 individual services that are listed in the AWS console. They have 69 availability zones in 22 different regions around the world. So in addition to being very popular, AWS probably gives you what you need. Now there's a third major benefit, and that is the learning materials. There are massive amounts of learning materials available for AWS. First of all, they have thoroughly documented services right in the AWS documentation. Some of the best documentation I've ever seen. We'll take a look at it later on in this course. There are also thousands of blogs out there that deal with AWS. There's e-learning like ours that helps you not only with certifications, but after you go through our AWS Certified Solutions Architect Associate course, you will understand AWS in a way that you can actually use it well. And there are dozens of books in addition to this. So the moral of the story is that there is a wide support base for AWS out there today. So when you're ready for a cloud solution, AWS is a really good target for you.